Hello there everyone and welcome to Cossacks 3. So, right off the bat I want to say that I was given, I should say, a review copy by the developers. But that as far as it goes. The instruction I had was that I was not supposed to release any material before the 20th of September, which was a bit funny because I got the review copy on the 20th of September. So I guess there were a few other in line to get it before me, and they maybe, oh, I remember that guy, let's give him as well. I've played the first one, Cossacks 1, and this is a remake on that, so it's I've been playing this a bit, about 8 hours, and if you haven't checked out my Twitch channel, I actually did a test run on streaming, and since this was that, I thought I'd stream that for a bit. So there's a video up on that where I do a test stream. Hopefully we'll be able to do streams regularly, but that probably will not occur until next weekend. Anyways, so here we are with Cossacks. It's an RTS similar to Age of Empires. Is probably the one that comes to mind if you want to talk about similar games. This is however set in the 1600s, and then you could upgrade the infrastructure and stuff, so it becomes the 1700s instead. And yeah, let's go ahead. I think we'll go ahead and start a random map. There are some campaign stuff, but I think this will do for start, and we're just gonna do a simple game with Sweden versus Russia on normal difficulty. We'll do land. Yeah, this seems fine. No special starting options. So the first real game I played was Age of Empire, and I always felt there was something lacking with it due to the limitations of how many soldiers you can have. You couldn't really, it was cool with the ancient stuff, and it got me interested in history. But I always felt as though it was a bit lacking, because there's a limit, I think, of, what is it, 200? The starting limit in Cossacks is 200, so I sort of moved from that. When I found Cossacks, I moved from Age of Empire to Cossacks, because you can have a lot more troops in Cossacks. So we're starting off here playing as Sweden, because I am Swedish. And let's go ahead. First off, we want to start by building a town hall where we can recruit peasants to do our work. Then we got 3 types of mines: gold, coal, and iron. Iron, of course, for iron stuff. Gold for payment of mercenaries, or gold stuff. And then we got coal, which is used for the gunpowder weapons. Now, to keep our army and our peasants alive, we want food, so we need a granary. So if you actually run out of food, your people will start to die, and your people will always consume a little bit of food just by living. So you'll have to keep that in mind as you build your sort of town and your armies and stuff, that you need to keep them fed. We're gonna wait here to put people on the wheat field. Actually, what I'll do is we'll build another town hall to quickly be able to get more peasants out quickly. Then 2 other resources that we need is wood, and we've got a good place here behind the base, good defended, and then we've got some stone up here which we can collect. And then we want to spread out, maybe have some military base up here above to protect the town. But first we're going to have a smithy area which unlocks the barracks. I should mention also that all the buildings will maybe not the mill and stuff. But most of the buildings are historical buildings from the country that you're playing as. So this is the city. I believe this is City Hall in Stockholm. I'm not sure if this is actually correct for the time period, but there's a number of other like castles and stuff. England has, for instance, they have the Tower of London, I believe, as their first base, or their early base, that they recruit troops from. And right now we can see here down in the corner just a bit of the points. We know roughly how well our enemy is doing, and right now he's at 50 points and I'm at 46, so it's not that big of a difference. I'm gonna go up and explore here. One of the things you will notice that unlike actually you can actually see the terrain through this. You couldn't do this in the earlier one. You can slightly see it. I think it's pretty darn hard. In the earlier ones you couldn't see it all. So you sort of had to remember where the sort of the terrain features were, that you had sort of mountains you had to pass and stuff. This area looks like a good place to have my military base. One of the things I usually do is I try to build nice looking stuff, which is probably not the best idea, but that's what I usually do. I sort of want a pretty large area, because usually you want to build quite a few barracks, because it takes a while for you to recruit your troops. A few people asked me if there were any new things compared with the old one. This is a remake, so as far as I've seen, there's no new stuff. I believe, down to these upgrades, they're the exact same sort of pay and stuff, or cost of upgrading. So it's very much like the old one. Actually, look at this area. Here we got loads of nice building stuff to build, so let's go ahead. You have this, select all idle peasants, getting them up there, start building. It's a bit away from my home base, so we're probably gonna protect this later on by building, give some extra protection by building maybe walls, or just having troops stationed around here. One thing that you can do in this game is you can capture stuff. So say if enemy cavalry came through here, some fast stuff like Hussars or Cossacks, at this point they could capture every single building here, and all my peasants as well. Just capture them and they would be theirs, and I would be screwed because I wouldn't have any peasants. See, this barracks, I'm pretty sure this is modeled by a castle called Kalmar Castle in Sweden. I'm pretty sure that that's the castle they're going for here. Although I haven't visited that castle in quite a while, so I'm not entirely sure. And as you start off, we start off in the 1600s, so what we have is early musketeers. This sort of you would see maybe during the 30 Years' War, and then you have pikemen. And these can be put into formations, which help keep them alive by giving them different kinds of bonuses. The barrack was done. I saw a gold mine on the way up here, so we're gonna go ahead and claim that. Let's see, where was it? There we go. We need a lot of gold, and there we got our musketeer. The cartridges, kind of an interesting story. I believe that what they would usually do is they would carry 12. They wouldn't probably use more in a battle, so they would have carry 12 of those, and those would be sort of nicknamed the 12 Disciples, being from the 30 Years' War and the religious stuff that was going around there. So I guess they thought that was appropriate. Let's go ahead and build the market so we can keep our peasants or our economy going steady. If I need, I could, you know, buy stuff instead of producing it. We got another mine there. I want to claim as many mines as possible up here in the start. And the mines can be upgraded so they can hold up to 100 people inside of them. Right now my population limit is 500, which shouldn't be a problem right now, but later on we probably want more people, more room for more people. So you can build formations, but first we need an academy so we can recruit officers and drummers. So we get formations, and they're done in, the first one is 36, the second one is 72, then it's 120, and then I think it's 192, and then I can't remember the larger ones. Let's see, what do I need for academy? What we're lacking is wood. Right now we're not gaining much wood because I am unable to upgrade the wood collection. We're gonna have 10 on each. What we're gonna do then is we're gonna gold versus wood. And how much wood did I need? I need about I need only 100, so we actually could wait for that rather than buy it. As we buy stuff off the market, the value of the goods change. So there we go. Here we got the academy. Not entirely sure what building this is supposed to be. What sort of historical building this is supposed to be. But as I said, most of them are modeled on historical buildings. The market, the blacksmithing, places like that are not obviously not modeled on historical places, but places as the castles and stuff are modeled on it. During the live stream, some people asked what nations we're in, and it is the basic ones from Cossack 1, I believe. So the ones you have is Sweden, Russia, which we are looking at right now. Then you have England, France, Spain, Prussia, Austria, Poland, Ukraine, and then you have the Ottomans, which is called Turkey, and you also have Algeria, and Venice. I forgot Venice. Venice is in there as well. So those are the nations that you can play as. I want to go ahead and protect my base by building some cannon towers and stuff, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should just keep recruiting troops. So we got 42, or 72 I mean. I think we're gonna go for another 72 of pikemen. We're gonna see the academy should be done pretty soon. We got another mine. We want to claim that. And we got more mines. Another iron one. And then we got a coal one. So as you see here, I selected 10 peasants. I clicked them to build the mine, but as only 5 people go into the mine, they only send 5 to build this one. So if I click the other 5, they'll go ahead and build this, and it doesn't affect the work order of the peasants. So what I think we'll start off with is we'll go ahead and upgrade a bit on the food, and we'll upgrade the capacity. And now I have the capacity to build all buildings, except for the fact that I don't have enough wood, and for some of them you require a building previously before receiving the building in question. So we got a nice mountain here, which I could probably just cut off this area with a wall later on to protect this area. But I think we're gonna go and try and find out where my Russian enemy is, and we need officer and drummer. We're gonna stop this, and we're just gonna get them quickly out so we have a formation ready when the Russians turn up. And then I'm gonna start upgrading my pikemen. Oh, we're just sort of almost at 120 men, so we can build a large formation. So we got a lot of mines running. What I'm going to do now is make sure that we don't have a mine within our area that is unoccupied by upgrading geology, which will allow me to see on the map as a small yellow spot. Gonna go ahead and build a church here. I usually don't use the church. Ah, there we go. So we get these yellow markers on the mini-map, which tells you where there's mine spots. In the old one, I believe the yellow spots even showed from the sort of fog of war, which was kinda bad because that you could tell where the enemy base spot was, because there's always gold spots, of course, around the base. Let's go ahead. We need more peasants to work our fields. More harvesting, and then we're gonna go for this steel grade cuirasses, which will increase the defense of my pikemen, will keep them alive. Oh, the Russians have already turned up, and not entirely sure from what angle they came in from, but it might be that they are either here or they're straight across. They've got a small formation of 36 and I've got a large formation of 120. Thing though is that the Russians might have already upgraded their formation a bit, so their attack stats might be increased, but the fact that I outnumber them quite badly should push the victory in my favor. And I'm going to research this improved steel armor, which should allow me to be victorious here. We see we got already 3 points there for being in formation. They've obviously got 3 points for being in formation. Gonna go ahead and upgrade this again to increase our attack. Don't think the AI is clever enough to sort of lure my pikemen away from the town. It's just there we go. There's the Russian town, so we know that. We'll post my men just around there, and then we're gonna close this area off with a stone wall, and then we're gonna sort of, or maybe I should try to funnel the Russians through this area by building the wall out here. But I guess it's easier. Now it's a bit bad that I've got my barracks over here, but since we know where the Russians are, we can have a sort of gathering location of the pikemen over there. We need more gold and stuff. We need more resources. Okay, wait. We don't want to do that. Okay, there is... they attacked the one I'd posted outside their city. They attacked him and killed him. Here comes the Russians. Let's ready ourselves for a fight. We've extended the network by 5 people, so more gold for us. I think we have... did we have a few mines up here somewhere? We're gonna go ahead and claim that. Hopefully the Russians won't see that. And we're going to need more wood, because I'm running out of wood. Well, we need more of everything. So I think what we'll do is maybe I'll go ahead and see if I can get another windmill in here somewhere. In a large open area, so we actually get good food out of it. I don't see an area. This one, I guess, is the best one. It's a bit close to the front to have that many peasants. Oh, Here we go. It's a complete mosh pit, as was commented. Ah, I lost 2 men. And we're gonna go ahead and refill the formation. Can send these over to just stand by them. And normally I don't really recruit priests, but let's go ahead and recruit some priests and have them heal the formation. The Russians send another group, but since I managed to beat the other one off pretty easily, beat off, that sounded bad. Someone's gonna comment about that. I'm gonna build some houses here while we're up to it. Let's see. They're staying away, so that's good. The golden stuff is the more important one. Since I built one here with 2, I'm actually gonna get a notification that a mine won't be fully occupied. So that's good. A heads up that I've got one that sort of need refilling. What you can do here is you've got a number of formations. None of them, I don't think, actually does anything. Stand ground. What stand ground does is that it adds defensive abilities of your unit, but that limits your attack, of course. So say that the enemy is attacking, they would be able to come in maybe on a flank and kill a load of your men off. But it does bring bonuses to do that. Okay, we've got 2 priests making their way over here. Just gonna go ahead and heal our men. Probably should post some men here to guard these, just in case. Have some pikemen. Can recruit 100 pikemen. Let's see, the wheat field is ready. We need more peasants to work it. And then we can send some up here to deal with this. And the rest will come in between here, and we're going to build a wall. Mr. Trump, I'm building a wall. Let's put the one priest over here and the other one over there in the forest, and they can go ahead and start chanting, doing healing stuff. You can see some Russian mine spots here. They haven't advanced out as far as I have. We got a gunner. Probably what I should do is should get some gunners and we can do some piking shots. So we can have shot formation standing behind, ready to shoot the enemy as they come close. So with the stone wall and the wooden wall, they actually require wood and stone for upkeep. So they'll drain you from stone and wood as long as they're up. Although once it reaches 0, unlike say mercenaries that will rebel and with food where your people will actually start dying, when it comes to the walls they won't actually start to break down. Or as I remember, that's how I remember it, so they won't break down. Okay, we got a mine here, but I can't capture it because the Russians are clever enough to post some men to defend it. And what else do we have? Yeah, we can actually see here how much gold and stuff being produced right in the moment. So right now we got the equivalent of 24 peasants working the gold mines. I believe it's lower than 25, which is the actual number, and that is because we're probably spending the gold on something. Pike formation forwards! Let's see. I'm losing some men. We also get a tally here of how many men this unit has killed. So it killed 104. I don't think there's any veterancy though, so it's not gonna help us any much, I should say. So here you can see the stats: 14 in attack, 2 in defense, added on by being information, 2 in attack and 3 in defense. 3 in defense, that's really important. That could be the sort of deciding factor if your unit is going to win the engagement or not. Let's see. Probably need more stone. So what we can do is we can upgrade this to increase the effectiveness of the stone. But what I'm actually going to do now is raise the building salary by something. I don't know. They'll give it a little bit extra money, and it will increase their ability, or the speed in which they build stuff. They will increase that by... Actually, we can go ahead and post them in stand ground. It will take a while for them to go into stand ground, but we can see what kind of bonus we'll get from that. I can't exactly remember. Let's see, was that done? Because that should greatly improve the rate in which we're able to put this wall up. And then what we can do is, to protect the wall, we can have a cannon tower on the outside, and that's just like any RTS tower. Although this fire cannon shot, you can upgrade it a bit to increase the rate in which the cannon fires shots. What you can do as you sort of, maybe I want to build a wall. Well, what you do is you select a number of these. You're supposed to. So let's see. There we go. You select one, and so you select one, and you can add a gate here for 500. Right now, I don't really need a gate there, so we're gonna not be bothered with that. Okay, we got a large Russian pike formation out moving there. I'm not sure if that's 100. Maybe that's a 72 men pike formation. One thing they haven't added yet is, or maybe I've set the sound volumes to that, but otherwise usually you would hear the drummer drums. You could hear dun 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 dun, or whatever he played. The British have a bagpipe, which I always liked. Oh, here we can see. So now when I've posted them in stand ground, they've got a 9+ in attack and a 9+ in defense. So quite a lot. Let's see, we got another 120, so maybe we can build an attack force. We don't want to make... The thing is, this game is kind of slow, so I hope you can bear with me for such a long video. I'll probably make... What I'll do is I'll attack these guys, and then we can make another video where I've sort of progressed to the later era, so we get the 1700 part as well, but that will have to be for another video. And I'll also want to see just how popular this gets and how many people watch this. What am I missing? Yes, the stone. We're supposed to upgrade the stone. I also fear as though I might run out of spaces to have people, and then we obviously need more resources. There's another just small 36. We'll see how they do here. The problem here is, of course, as they attack, they'll be able to put more pikes down, since the back ranks won't be able to push forward and help out. But the added defense might help here, so we'll see how this does. And it seems as though that worked just fine. We lost one man, but you can see how that would be a problem, since they are able to put all their men on the front line hacking away, while only my first rank was able to respond. The wall is done. Let's go ahead and build that tower. We've got the diplomatic center, which we can hire mercenaries from. And you have a number of mercenaries that can be hired from there, ranging from sort of I believe it's the, let's see, it's Roundshires, which is a specialty unit for Austria, which it's troops with sword and shield. And then you have a number of different warriors from Muslim countries, such as Turkish archers. Now they've added 2 units that you get if you buy the game early on. I'm not entirely sure if they'll actually put that as part of some DLC in the future. What we need is also a stable, so we can have cavalry. Cavalry, though, takes quite a long time to recruit, especially if you haven't upgraded the what's it called? There's an upgrade here which doubles the recruitment speed of mounted units, which we definitely going to need. We got 18 peasants that are not working on anything. Go and work on the stable. Right, here we go. Here we have the different kinds of mercenaries we have. So we have the Roundshire. We can take a look at him. Not very good, as you can see, 6 in attack and not a single point in defense. But he's quickly recruited, so in case that you need to reinforce your defense or something quickly, you could recruit these guys. And then you got light infantrymen, which is sort of a Basiburuk if you played Napoleon Total War. I think they're an empire as well. This one has higher attack, but it doesn't have the defensive points, but he also has a lot more health. And it's a funny little guy. And then we got 2 archers. Now archers fire in a very interesting way. Unlike everyone else that fire guns always hit their target, these guys have scatter, just like the cannons and stuff like that. The upside to this is that the archer, this janissary we got here, and this just generic Turk, can fire arrows, so they can set fire to buildings that you cannot capture. And then we can recruit grenadiers, Cossacks. He's always riding around like a maniac. I see some enemies approaching, but then we can have dragoons, and we can have light cavalrymen. Okay, oh, look at that. They actually send Turks against us. We can see the scatter of the arrows here as they fly. So not all of the arrows are actually hitting their mark. The arrows are not very good against my heavily armored pikemen. And they have no ability whatsoever to defend themselves in close quarters. So they got absolute slaughtered. So there we have the different kinds of mercenaries, some of which can be put into units. So the Turkish guy, so the three Turkish ones can be put into units without officer. I'm not sure, the Roundshire might need officer to form formation. Same, a cavalry usually though don't have officers, so. And then we got the grenadier here. Don't need any of these though, so we're gonna go ahead and delete the bastards. Or I don't need them right now. Let's see if we can get the gunners on the road. We got 62 peasants that is free, that don't have anything to do. Well, first off, I want to build another stable. And then we can see about taking out one of the special units. What we'll do is, what you can do is, if you press control, you can get it so it always keeps recruiting these men. So it always will recruit them. We'll do that for this one as well. And you know what? When we're at it, we'll build a third one because we're gonna have a lot of these. Then we can have some cannons. This building can actually be captured even though it's a war building. So you want to make sure that you protect that, and we'll be able to have a number of different cannons being recruited from that. Once we get that building up and going, we can go ahead and take a closer look at what you can. There we go. So you can have a standard cannon, you can have a howitzer, you can have a mortar, which can, or a bombard, that can fire very far. They're very annoying when the enemy uses them. And then you can have a multi-barreled cannon. Not very good against armored units, but very effective against non-armored units. Did I go ahead and yes, we put we can upgrade to the 18th century. So maybe I'll do, you know what, let's do that, and let's see if we can build an 18th century barrack. And get some of those units out as well. We've got enough for a small gunner unit. It takes forever to recruit those. Let's get some cannons out, and then we can see about attacking the Russian base. We don't have enough dwellings. I can build another town hall that will provide 100 dwellings, or I can build these houses. But these houses only provide 15 each, which is a bit puny. You'll have to build tons of them to actually get anywhere. Let's see, have we arrived into the 18th century? Yes, we have. That will unlock the 18th century cavalry, and it should unlock the 18th century barrack, but we don't have enough. Oh, we lack a ton of gold for that, and we're gonna need a ton of gold to upgrade mines to get more gold. Yeah, design a Montgolfier, which it's a balloon, and you'll be able to see the entire map once you get it. Which is going to be very helpful. Boom, there we go. So we got another Russian unit here. Ah, wait, the Russians have already reached the 17th century as well, or is that a unit of... Ah, they have recruited a unit from their diplomatic center. So they've got a unit of, yeah, mercenary grenadiers. Let's see, can I fire? At this range, I'm not able to fire at them. Since it's only mercenary grenadiers, I'm pretty sure that 240 pikemen would be able to cut them to pieces. So we'll have the two formations move on them. As we can see, since we have the entire map shown to us, we can see that there is, what I can do is I can go ahead and find some more gold mines. That's iron, gold. If I was playing anything other than an AI, this would be very stupid. Okay, so I collected all the gold mines, more or less. Let's go ahead and attack this formation. And let's see how they do against the muskets of the grenadiers. Grenadiers can throw grenades, but not at troops. They can throw them at buildings. The grenadiers didn't stand a chance because they weren't able to fire at all. And you know what? If I sent these pikemen at the Russians, I probably could smash them in one go. I see they got some nasty looking horsemen coming my way, so let's go ahead and do that. We need a bit more to get the riders up to speed. And let's get these guys into formation. So we got a gunner unit. Unfortunately though, it's not been upgraded at all, so we want to do that. So they'll actually be able to fight against an enemy. Oh yeah, we got cannons coming in as well. Oh. The Russian hussars coming in to raid us. They're going to kill my priests! Stay away from my priests! You dastardly hussars! Okay, so they rode there, they killed them, and they're off. But maybe my unit of musketeers, backed up by Swedish riders, should be enough to send them away. We'll see. The gunners will surely get them, even though the gunners have 12 points in attack. That means that each shot will take 12 health points off the enemy he's shooting at. Let's upgrade that again. Oh, by 1 point. That's great. Let's see. 45 peasants we still have. That's not doing anything. And the pike formation has just reached the Russian town. And we're gonna set everything on fire. Well, it's not me that's setting it on fire. It's the Russians that sort of, instead of letting me capture it, we managed to capture the mine, but they blew this up and they set this on fire. And that's not because they're Russia, that's because they're the AI, and the AI does that. They also kill off their own people and stuff. So we can see the buildings being captured here. We can actually set fire to this one. Just to mess with the Russian base, we're gonna set it on fire. My pike formations lost quite a lot of men, but overall our attacks seem to be victorious. We got some peasants here, and I think I'm actually gonna try to steal them. We got town hall there. Now we're killing Russian priests, although they're healing each other, so we're probably gonna have to put some more pikes on that before we actually get them dead. Some buildings we cannot capture. Buildings that produce soldiers, like the Streltsky barracks. Strelets is the name. And the stable, the diplomatic center. We're gonna send these guys off home. These prisoners of war. And we're gonna capture this. They have started buildings and stuff out here. So we'll send the smaller one to capture that building, and the larger formation to take care of the mines over here. Oh, quite a few of the Russian peasants were recaptured, and it looks like it's going to be a fight there. Oh, the grenadier! Run! The grenadier! The grenadier is coming to bring us back. We don't want to go back to Russia. Victory! I have won. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take a look at the units of the 1700s, but I think we're gonna do that in another video. This looks like it will, you know, this game requires a lot of time, so there will be long, very long videos. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!